Damn, I gotta stop saying so much. I be saying that all the time. I am trying to figure out this new podcast platform. So I had to actually come on live to figure it out. And I'm trying to figure out the bells and whistles and the things. I'm actually pretty impressed with it so far, and I'm using the free version of it. It seems to have a lot of capabilities for something that's free, for the free ski, which is making me actually want to invest. So, yeah, this is interesting. Oh, okay, you can put a headline. All right, so let me do this. Gonna do. All right. So yeah, I'm really just playing around with it and just trying to see how stuff shows up in real time. Um, because it's completely and totally new and they have a lot of promises about what the delivery looks like and how crisp it will be and like all of that continuous uploads and all the things. So I'm here for the bells and for the whistles and such. And I'm also trying to figure out how to schedule things. Like this is brand spanking new. So if you were ever wondering what the producing side of podcasting looks like, you have to find a platform, figure out how the platform works, like put all the stuff in. It really is not, it's not difficult, but it's also not simple. It is a skill set that you have to have, and it's one of the things that I do. And I say I am a virtual producer. Um, it's one of the things that I do is making these presentations. So, anyway, some of this I'm going to do just so I can go back and watch the recording because I want to see how it comes across. So, let me do the intro video, and it looks like you can preview or live. Okay, all right. And then if I do it live, then what happens? Now, can you still see me? Is the question. Okay, well, I like this. So you can still see us during what's it called? Maybe the what I turn my camera on? Will that show it? But the dots is still there. And the mic. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. All right. So that is pretty cool. All right. So we've got that ability and capability and such to put our video on. We also have some air horns. Oh, you gotta do it live. Okay, because we be needing them. We be needing the air horns. So we have the ability to upload different sounds here, different types of media. All right, for the drum roll, the boom tis, that's important. Okay, thank you, thank you, guys. That actually felt like a real, that felt like a real round of applause. All right, so I'm liking this. I'm liking the media part of it, and let's see about, so we can do different logo placements. All right, that's interesting. And there are also different. Oh, I need to try to like share a screen or something. Let's see. See, this be happening, and it's like, it'd be a lot. Do that later, please. Okay. So the same type of sharing capabilities are here. You can also share audio. So that's cool. Okay. And then we have the live chat. So let me see. Let me type to myself. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So it's making me chat as my actual self, but not as the page. Oh, but it shows us the page on YouTube. Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, I think. Oh, and you can also add markers. Hello, put a mark here. Yes, so you can. Okay, now this. I'm like okay. Now I'm liking this. I'm liking this a little bit. Okay, so we have our mic, camera, speaker. There's also a thing where there's a script here. Welcome to So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. We're two real life cousins here to talk about the stuff that we thought was normal, but was actually the family recipe of dysfunction. So we're on a mission to unpack it all, share our stories, and help others find their voices when it comes to healing and mental health. We invite you to join us on this journey of self discovery, laughter, and maybe even a little bit of healing. Okay, so how did I make that? Oh, okay. Y'all, this is dope. They even have a teleprompter option. It's on the pro plan, but I like this script situation. Okay. I'm here for this. I'm here for the script situation. I really like this a lot. Okay, okay. I don't know. They might have me sold. They might have me sold. There's an easy way to share the link. You can invite people by email directly here in the studio. They do give a transcript on the pro plan. Okay. All right now, honey. I'm on down here by the riverside now. All right. Let me see. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch it. And like I said, I'm gonna put a marker, right? Because you could put a marker. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. So anyway, before I go, let me just take a moment since I'm here. Okay. Let me just take a moment to process my day a little bit. It's been it's been kind of dope. So today I held my first healing circle, and it was a beautiful experience. The people that needed to come came, and we held space for each other. They held space for me. And it was an experience to have an opportunity to just breathe for a moment, which so many of us don't have. And it reminded me of when I was living in Pennsylvania and I found my way to a healing circle. And it was in that circle that I was able to make sense of reality again because I had been gaslit like so much and there was just so much going on. And in that circle, I was able to find understanding like, oh, okay, this is what's happening to me. It's like this unofficial club that we should not have to be a part of, but here we are, Black women in America. So, anyway, I held my first healing circle this morning and it was so lovely. It was absolutely lovely. It was what I needed. It was what the ladies needed that showed up. It allowed us an opportunity to laugh, to cry, to connect, to even do some somatic exercises and breathing exercises. It really was a phenomenal experience. And I'm just so happy that I had the opportunity to be able to curate it and host it and understand the importance of it. So it was a good time. And it feels amazing when you can look around and know, like, God told you to do something specifically, and then the people that needed it show up and they express to you, hey, I needed this today, right now, specifically. Um, that that was some amazing confirmation. So I was really happy about that. And I look forward to hosting these circles more often. If you are a Black woman and you are looking for a safe space to be able to come and to be held, and to receive, and not necessarily have to be the one doing the giving, but actually being able to just sit in a position of receiving, I invite you to join me. If you go to tinyurl.com/Black Women Healing Circle, you will be able to register. And once you register, you get access to, well, once you register and you come, you get access to our WhatsApp community. You get access to resources that are being curated. The doors kind of open, but first we have to make sure that the people that are coming are the people that actually need it. So you do have to verify your identity. You need to turn on your camera and show that you are who is supposed to be in this space, which is Black women. So you do need to take that time to verify who you are. But after that point, you are able to participate in a multitude of ways. And again, ways that feel good to you and to your nervous system, and you're able to connect. And it is just, yeah, it's a beautiful exchange, and I'm grateful to be a part of it and hosting it. So, having said that, yeah, I want to put let me put a marker here, mark that, okay. But yeah, so Black Women, tinyurl.com, Black Women Healing Circle. It is a place for Black women to come who have experienced trauma in the workplace, burnout, even neurodivergence, and trying to process that. This is a place for you to be able to come, have space held for you, to be treated with gentleness and kindness and understanding, and to feel heard, and to also walk away with some strategies that just might help. Today, we did a particular somatic exercise that my trauma therapist exposed me to, and it really made a difference. And it's something that you can take with you wherever you might go. So, when you come to the circle, you also get strategies that you'll be able to use, and um, that will help you to move some of the stuck energy out of your body and through you, so that you're able to stabilize your nervous system and get yourself to a place of groundedness and connectedness, and the ability to be able to think and create and find joy. That was our thing today. So that's the last thing I'm gonna say before I go. Okay, that's the last thing I'm gonna say before I go. Mark here. So I'm doing a challenge, and the challenge is called One Thing a Day Challenge. So I actually shared space with an artist recently. Her name is Annalisa Oswald. And we were talking about creating. And I was telling her, I sometimes find, I know I need to create and I need to get things out, but sometimes it just becomes so overwhelming and it becomes so hard. And it's just a lot of things that are happening. Hi. So I was telling her like I need to create, like we all need to have these creative outlets, and sometimes, not sometimes, those outlets get clogged when we are experiencing a lot, when life is overwhelming, when we're stressed out, when there's trauma, like those channels get clogged. So I was talking to her about that, and I was like, I have so many things I want to do and so many things I want to create, and I just find it so difficult. And she was like, can I give you a piece of advice? I'm like, please, girl, please. And she said, I challenge you to just do one thing a day. That's it. And she's like, it doesn't matter how big or how small. That one thing a day. So, again, she's an artist. So, her one thing might be doing a sketch while she's sitting in a meeting. Just one thing a day to honor the creativity that is trying to get out of you. So I am doing that challenge with myself, and I also challenged the women who came to the healing circle earlier to do one thing a day that brings you joy. I ask people that all the time, like, what is something that brings you joy? What is it? And it becomes such a difficult thing for us to answer a lot of times, and it's something that we have to intentionally think through. I was talking to somebody today, and they were like, um, I think it's been over 20 years since I've actually experienced joy. And just seeing them make that connection, that they were like, I mean, there have been moments, I guess, but joy, nah. And it made us all pause and think to ourselves, what is one small thing that I can do that will bring me joy? So for me, bubbles. I love bubbles. They made me so happy inside. They connect me back to my inner child. They connect me to my inner scientist in thinking about how bubbles are even formed. Bubbles make me happy. And so, the one thing that I am doing to intentionally bring joy into my life is blowing bubbles. So, in a little bit, when I get off of here, when I finish with this, I'm about to go on the balcony and blow some bubbles because that's one thing that I can do that brings me joy. So, in this one thing a day challenge, the challenge is for you to think about one thing. What is one thing that you can do that brings you joy? And it can be the same thing every day or it cannot. Like one of the ladies earlier, she was like, I like to clean things. And I was like, well, girl, clean. You better vacuum the hell out that carpet. Okay. If that is something that brings you joy, do that. I see chocolate brings me joy. You know what's interesting? I don't like chocolate. My birthday is on Valentine's Day, and I feel like I was tortured with chocolate for my entire life. I don't like chocolate except for Snickers. Snickers is the only type of chocolate that I will eat and will eat it down. But yeah, if chocolate is something that brings you joy, then now listen, now don't go out here talking about I told you to go and eat bags of chocolate. Okay, so don't be doing that to justify something. But if that means that you have one small piece of chocolate a day as the summation of your day, and you're like, man, and this piece of chocolate is going to bring me joy, then do that. I feel like that is something that is honoring to ourselves, you know? So, yeah, I'm curious about the one thing that you can do to bring you joy. Um, and being intentional about each day doing one thing, even if it's just for 5 minutes, even if it's just for 5 minutes, even if it's one song that you listen to, or if it is one, nah, a tool. He's talking about. I feel the same way about gummy candy. I am actually a gummy candy lover. I am a gummy candy lover. I love sour gummy candies. They make me happy inside. So that's funny. But yeah, even if it's just one, 5 minute span a day that you take as a moment to say, this is the one thing that I am doing today to feed back into myself and feed back into my spirit. And the biggest part about this is being able to identify the types of things that bring us joy allows us to connect back to our bodies. And what's happening right now in the world is that everything is shifting and everything is very unstable. So it's felt like you just feel it in the atmosphere, you feel it on your shoulders. It's just everything shit's awry. Like things are happening. So a part of that is strategy, because when we are consistently unstable, when our nervous system is unstable, we cannot biologically access the parts of our brain that allow us to think and to create and to strategize and to build and to make good decisions and to remember things. And all of that is in jeopardy when our nervous system is not stabilized. So, regimes such as those that are currently in the United States use that as a strategy because people can't organize. People can't take care of themselves. People are just doing all they can to try to make it from one day to the next. And then when you finally have a day off, you're trying to recuperate from all the mental energy that you expended over that week of just trying to keep your shit together. So, an act of resistance is to stabilize our nervous system and to be so intentional about doing that so that we are able to keep a clear head about what is happening, so that we're able to find community, so that we're able to connect, right? So while it might seem like it's real like da 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 and la di da and unicorns and rainbows and shit, it is actually an act of resistance, because we really need to be able to unlock those parts of our brains that allow us to take care of each other. And that's what we need right now is community. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a bigger thing. It's a bigger vision. It's a bigger reason of why we might be thinking about why something brings us joy. So, if you can't answer that question, if you don't know, then I challenge you to walk around your home or like look for what joy even feels like in your body. Some of us haven't felt joy in so long, we don't even know what that feels like anymore. Like, what does it feel like for you to just feel footloose and fancy free and light and fulfilled and calm? What does that feel like? Where is that? Where are you located? What do you smell? What do you see? What colors are present? All of that is important in being able to create the safe spaces for ourselves, so that in those safe spaces you're able to have a moment to ground and to connect to your body, so that our body can give us and our spirit can give us the messages that we need for how we're supposed to move, right? When we're stressed out, we don't be hearing from God. We just be like, right. I'll use I statements. When I'm stressed out, I don't be hearing from God. I'll be like, ah. It's very difficult to receive and execute on instructions when our brain is all over the place. And y'all know I like to talk about brain people and what's happening within our brains and what's happening in our brain space. It is so important for us to understand so that we are able to learn how our brain operates, and in that give ourselves the care and attention that we need to be able to show up in the ways that are important to us and the ways that make us feel our best. We can't do none of that when we stressed out. Okay? None of it. Brain is on skeleton crew, tumbleweed in the hallways, barely making it. That's if anybody is there. I've talked to people before and I've been like, what's happening? Like, who are your brain people? And they're like, ain't nobody up in there. Ain't nobody in there. Or is one person in your brain trying to run every single aspect of the operations that are needed to care for you? Like, we got to take time to understand what's happening. up in here. We've got to. So, this exercise, while it may seem like something that is so silly, it is actually very intentional because when I can access joy, then I am able to unlock parts of my brain that are inaccessible when I am stressed out. Okay. So that's for any of the critics, for anybody that was out there like, she be on that woo, 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 and you woo, woo, woo. And I do. And that's all right. And also, if y'all would just listen to me, it might help just a little bit. It might help just a little bit. Okay. Now, if you come back and you like, girl, that was not okay for me to go up in my brain and see the things, we might need to do some spring cleaning, and that's all right. But we have to develop intimate relationships with our brain. Our brain is the control center of our life. And if our brain is not okay, nothing else is okay. So that is where the attention has to be dedicated. And that means that we have to intentionally set time aside to dedicate to understanding our brains, right? And side note that we didn't ask for, but I'm giving anyway. Um, give yourself some grace. We've been through a lot. And I'm just talking about collectively. I'm not even talking about our individual things that we have been through. But just in the past 5 years, we have had a global pandemic. We have lost people. We have lost time. We have lost dreams that we thought would be realized. We have lost money. Many people have lost their minds. And so, like, it's a lot for us to still be here. So, got to put respect on it. Got to put respect on the fact that you are still here. Got to, first and foremost. So that means when I'm thinking about what my brain may or may not be capable of doing, I'm thinking about it in a way that is extremely compassionate, right? It's like, girl, this I be talking to my brain, like, girl, we still healing, sis. My God. It's been some years, huh? So I see that memory ain't showing up lately. That's all right. That's all right. So what can we do to help ourselves remember? Right? You put a system in place to help yourself instead of saying things like, dang, I used to be able to do this or I should be able to do this. None of that is helpful. This is where we are right now with the brain that we have. These are the things that I need to do to help support the brain that I have in its current state. And these are the things that the accommodations I'm going to give myself, the strategies that I'm going to use to help myself to be successful at this current time in life with this current brain that I have. That's it. So, not what my brain used to be able to do, and not what I feel like in theory it should be able to do. What is it able to do now? And for the things that my brain is not able to do now, what systems and supports can I put in place to help myself to be successful? That's it. That's it. So I felt like I needed to say that because I know in this work, especially for those of us who are in places of rebuilding our lives, and let me use different words. Those of us who are in places of designing intentional lives, we start from scratch, from zero. So that means that we also have the opportunity to have so much intentionality about how we choose to set up our lives because we're unpacking every little thing because our brain is giving us that much information about, yes, this, we can do this, nope, can't do that yet. Okay, so let me like, it gives us the information that we need to be able to strategize. So I just want to urge y'all to give yourselves grace as you are healing. Give your brain time to have a moment of downtime. I like to take brain field trips. I had said I wasn't gonna say too much more, but apparently I got a whole lot more to say. But I'm also about to wrap it up because I'm hungry. But anyway, I like to take brain field trips. And a brain field trip is when You allow your brain to just go wherever it's going. You don't try to control it. You don't try to like reel things back in. You just allow it to go. And if it is bouncing around like a gummy bear, you just let it bounce around like a gummy bear and it just goes all over the place and it's fine. You don't have to do anything with any of it. You just let it be. I like to do that because when we are trying to focus and like get our brain to come on now, brain, we got things to do, that takes a lot of mental energy. And sometimes that energy needs to be released in ways that are not controlled. So, giving ourselves an opportunity to be able to just take the pressure off and let our brain just relax for a second is a really good exercise. So, you're right. I always think about what I used to be able to do or what I should be doing, but I never give myself time to heal and go at my own speed. And let me tell you something about what I learned. Oh, I can show this? Yo, I'm learning the things over here on the new platform. Okay, so we can show it here on the screen. So thank you for that comment. This is what I had learned is that you cannot rush it. You cannot rush it. They say that it takes you about 3 to 5 years to recover from burnout or to recover from some type of experience where your brain has experienced a shutdown. 3 to 5 years. I think every single one of us that have experienced this have been like, all right, now it's 6 months. We should be good. Let's get it together. Let's go. And because I did it. I did it. I did it within 1 month. I was like, girl, I'm fine. I could work. And my therapist was like, ma'am, I told you, no, you need to sit your ass down. Like she had to use words like, I am very concerned about you. And then I was like, oh boy, I probably need to make different choices. But this is the thing. You can't rush it. You cannot rush it. The only thing that happens when we try to rush the healing process of our brain is we stress ourselves out even more and it causes us to go right back into burnout because like if this is the burnout gap, right? You we hanging out right here just on one side and very easily could go back to the other. We right here, right? Because you're still not honoring where your brain is. You're still in a place where you're like, come on, like you're saying mean things to yourself, like you're putting pressure on yourself. You're not using accommodations. You're not like you just trying to do everything because that's what you used to be able to do. That does not work. Take it from me. It don't work. Okay? At all. So instead of doing that, we got to do some honoring. So I keep mentioning systems, and I want to be intentional about like saying what I mean by that. For example, I use assistants, so like electronic assistants. So I have a Google Home, and I also have Alexa. Okay. So that allows me to do things like set timers, set reminders, set up routines. So, for instance, my morning routine right now is I wake up at 9 a.m. with a particular meditation. And then from that, I have a certain playlist that plays, and sometimes, depending on certain triggers, it might give me affirmations. Like, so setting up different types of routines to help yourself to be successful, to help yourself not have to remember as many things, like using our technology to our advantage. I'm also a really big ChatGPT user because my brain doesn't do well with starting stuff from zero. I got to have a framework, and then from there I can go off and be great. But and also sometimes I have a difficult time making things make sense because it be a lot happening up in here. And anybody that might be neurodivergent, you got the ADHD and the ADD and the autism and the thing. It's a lot. It's a lot that's going on in here, and I be having difficulty, right? So instead of me saying to myself, I should be able to make a coherent thought about da 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 da, no worries. Hey, these are the thoughts that I have, ChatGPT. Make that make sense. And then I allow that tool to do that work for me, instead of me in theory thinking about I should be able to do this, that, and whatever else, right? So it again brings me back to I got to honor the brain that I have today, because that's the brain that I'm working with. We don't get theoretical extra brain to go in, like that's not how it works. So if I'm honoring where I am today, then what systems and things do I need to put in place in order to help myself to be more successful in the world, in the life I'm living in today? Okay. All right. So, y'all got any questions? Anything you want to add? Any comments? Any such? If you're feeling generous and kind, feel free to make a donation over on the Cash App, Kimberlyn Jackson, Kimberlyn Dash Jackson over on the Venmo. Appreciate that. But yeah, for real, y'all have any questions or anything? Because I kind of just came on here because I was trying to test the this platform and stuff. But also, I don't be liking to just be here and not talking about nothing. So I wanted to, give a little deposit into what I was sharing and what this looks like. So, anything else while I look back through this here? I'm gonna have to tell y'all. I think I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna need to partner with these people because this platform is kind of dope, and I'm using the free version. So being able to do things like customize and a free version and all that, like that's I'm here for this. Look, let me give them the okay. That's for them. Okay, so anyway, we have another episode of So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese tomorrow. We go live at 11 a.m. Columbia time. Okay, and that right now in the U.S. is 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Central. I don't know the rest of the time zones, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know, but we have another episode tomorrow. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot that's been happening. I haven't even talked to Kalunda because life has just been so crazy. So we're gonna be catching up on the podcast in real time, even though we here in the same house. It's a lot. But yes, I would love for you all to join me. Please go ahead and like if you haven't liked this. Please do share if you found anything that I was talking about helpful. And I made a couple markers, so I'm gonna see what the clip situation is like and all of that up in here because we got a new podcast studio. Okay, all right, let me go. Y'all have a beautiful Saturday. If you want to connect more often and more frequently, please come hang out with me over in the Patreon at Minding My Black Ass Business. We have a good time over there, and it's worth every bit of the $5 that you would invest. Okay? All right. Talk to y'all later. Okay. Bye. Bye.